there, I'm Lucille Greeff and I am one of the partners in Aephoria. Let's meet the Enneagram 8, the tough protector, the perspective of strength. Our Enneagram 8s normally announce themselves into the world and into the conversations that they enter. Remember, their core motivation is to be a strong and capable person. The Enneagram 8 shows up. They're willing to make decisions and make things happen. They move processes along and they're not afraid to be unpopular in the process of doing so. The core motivation of the 8 is to avoid feelings of weakness and vulnerability and to show up in a way that leads from capability and strength. Enneagram 8s look at the world and their core orientation is almost to say, if this were a war, who's with me and who's against me? Can I count on you? Can I rely on you? If I can't rely on you, the Enneagram 8 might treat you a little bit like a lion chasing a zebra. And that's a very good metaphor for the Enneagram 8. I'm a lion. Are you in my pride? If you're not in my pride, you're a zebra, and I'm going to take you out in some kind of way. What are the strengths that Enneagram 8 leaders offer? They definitely offer decisiveness and a strong action orientation. I've been in so many meetings with Enneagram 8s that end up being the ones saying, can we please just make a decision and get on with things? We need to move things forward. Enneagram 8s are really good in a crisis. They know how to take charge. Maybe at times they like that a little bit too much, but they're willing to take charge. They're willing to sort things out. Enneagram 8s are also very good at communicating complex ideas in clear and crisp ways. They talk in short sentences. They don't have patience with very long narratives. They want to get to the point and move things forward. They tell it like it is. You'll know where you stand with them. And you can generally trust an Enneagram 8 to, once they've had maybe a clear conversation with you, to then also say, okay, are we good? Can we move forward? So Enneagram 8s, you know where you stand with them. And that's often a gift for people who work with them. What are some of the challenges that Enneagram 8s experience? They bring a lot of passion to the world. But for many people around them, that passion can feel a little bit like aggression. And that does not always bring out the best in others. Many Enneagram 8s don't realize that the largesse of their personalities can be intimidating and frightening. And so you end up saying, what are your ideas? And you met with silence in some way in your group because people are a little bit scared and afraid. So for Enneagram 8s, it's really important to learn how to modulate the intensity of energy that I put out into the world and to realize that I might be a little bit more intimidating than I might think I am. Sometimes Enneagram 8s say, well, they should just grow up and they should get stronger and this is how the world works, which is fine, but it might not necessarily be the best way forward if you're working with quite sensitive personalities. Enneagram 8's propensity to want to move things forward might mean that they sometimes take charge in spaces where it's not welcome or not needed. And in that way, they can overextend themselves. I've worked with many Enneagram 8s who struggle with self-care. They kind of give their 150% and keep moving. And then when they go on leave, they end up sick because they've used up their full energy and not left much in the tank for themselves. So Enneagram 8s need to, in some way, calm down, slow down, take care of myself, and realize that that means that my energy might be a lot more sustainable. Enneagram 8s in their developmental journey generally move from the vice of lust, which is an expression of I can do it all, I can make this happen, I have the energy to drive this forward, into the virtue of innocence, being able to let my guard down, to realize that the world might not really be a jungle or a place where there's continuous warfare, to really allow my softer and more vulnerable side to come to the fore. Now, it might be a little bit weird to say it takes great strength to show my vulnerability to others, but this is exactly the developmental invitation to our tough protectors.